Let him hear it, Brendan Smith.
I'm glad to be here tonight. I feel like I need to get out more. Like, I'm too antisocial, I think. I think the reason I'm antisocial is I don't have a lot of confidence. And I think the reason I lack confidence is because I was an altar boy and a Boy Scout, and no one ever touched me. Like, I was in the woods alone with someone who turned out to be a vicious predator, and we just made fires together. That's all we did. He showed me how to tie knots, but I wasn't in any of them, you know? Like, both the priest I was an altar server for went to jail, which means every Sunday they were just looking at me like, nah. So I'm awkward. I'm very awkward. I had an awkward encounter recently with a girl. She thought she caught me staring, and she said, hey, my eyes are up here, which is a crazy thing to say to me because, like, I'm autistic. I don't look anyone in the eyes. Like, I had to explain to her, not only am I not going to make eye contact with you, I'm not even looking at your boobs. I'm just adding all the numbers in your T-shirt to see if they're divisible by 9. Like, I don't know, I've never been formally tested for autism, but like Peter Dinklage has never been formally tested for dwarfism, you know? Like, I think there are some things you could just eyeball. I don't know, I have to self-diagnose myself if I want to find out, though. I don't have enough money for like healthcare, you know? Like, healthcare is expensive. I'll tell you how bad it is. I have this friend who she's diabetic. She's diabetic, and in order to afford insulin, she had to start an OnlyFans. Yeah, she's selling feet pics to treat her diabetes. It's a real use it or lose it situation. I mean, could you imagine a healthcare system being so bad you need a blood sugar daddy? It's ridiculous. It used to be she just got pricks in her fingers, now it's in all her holes. It's terrible. I don't know, but all my friends are really going through it. Like, I have a friend who's transgender. They just came out, and it's tough because they live in, like, a rural part of Pennsylvania. And I gotta say, they have to deal with a lot of transphobic rednecks, and transphobic rednecks never made sense to me. Because, like, could you imagine being told you can't be something else by a dude who's dressed up like the Woods? Like, there are dudes in my town who are like, they're never gonna be a real woman. I'm like, you're never gonna be a tree, Dale. I don't know, but I feel like people my age are just used to going through, like, terrible stuff. Like, we're used to the world and the news being awful. Like, people my age, we grew up with school shootings when we were in school. Like, I'm the same age as the kids at Sandy Hook. Well, like, I was the same age. I grew up, but, like... But, like, when I was a kid, everyone was afraid of mass shootings. Like, everyone was afraid of school shootings. I was the only kid in my class who was never afraid of a school shooting because I was the one everyone else thought was going to do it. I looked like such a mass shooter in high school, they didn't want me to take part in the drills. Because they didn't want me to know where they were going to be hiding. My teacher would be like, okay, everyone, get in your positions except Brendan. You wait in the hall. That's where you're going to be anyway. So dating's hard. I don't know, I'm on Tinder. Every girl on Tinder is like, I want to be a trophy wife, make me a trophy wife. And I don't even think I'm going to get like a participation trophy wife. And I'm not good in person either. Some of you guys might have noticed I talk a little bit different. I have a speech impediment. I went to speech therapy for a while, but you could tell it didn't work, but the way I pronounce speech therapy. And like a lot of people try to comfort me. They're like, Brendan, you don't sound like you have a speech impediment. You just sound like you have an accent. Like people say I sound like I'm from Boston. Which that used to make me feel better until I visited that city. And now I realize that's not a compliment toward me. That's just an insult towards Boston. That's just a way of saying everyone in that town sounds disabled. That's like if you went up to a midget and you're like, you don't look like you're a midget, you just look like you're from Loompa Land. That doesn't make me feel better. And the worst part is there's not even cool stereotypes about having a speech impediment. Like other groups have cool stereotypes, like autistic people have being good at math, black people have big penises, white people have credit. Like there's cool stereotypes. So I've been trying to start one that dudes with speech impediments are really good at eating girls out. So guys, just join the movement, spread this, get this going. Next time you see someone getting bullied over the way they talk, be like, no, their tongues are meant for better things. Okay, I'm Brandon Smith. Have a good night.